divine parable of sexual attraction, how the magnetism between men and women teaches the universe about God. If the goal is only procreation, why the extravagance? God could have made reproduction purely mechanical. Does the race perish apart from red roses, lace-topped stockings, or Ravel's Bolero? What does the exchange of saliva have to do with the transference of seed? As with the universe at large, moderation is a terrible teacher. We are sent here to know extremes: desire, denial, longing, and fulfillment. In short, we are sent to find God. For we became a theatre to the world and to messengers and to humans. Immortal observers, angels, have never tasted the contrast of death or vulnerability. They learn about God's love by watching human intimacy. When a man relinquishes power or bends before beauty, the celestials grasp the parable. God withdrew a vital part from Adam. He awoke with a lack unknown to his wife. All goes toward the woman. It is the female who entices and draws, the man who takes the first step. Because his emptiness exceeded hers, Adam fell toward his wife. The lack pushed him toward her. Male anatomy goes outward, driven by emptiness. Female anatomy slopes inward, toward herself. These physiological facts form the basis of sexual attraction. They are the physical evidence of the invisible power flow. Therefore, a man shall forsake his father and his mother and cling to his wife. The woman draws, the man moves toward and clings to her. I shall be drawing all to myself, says Christ. My soul is panting for you, O Elohim, clinging, drawing, panting. In this parable, woman represents God, the draw, while man represents the whole of our race, the pursuer. The drama of the high school parking lot is rehearsed on the wall of the uterus. Millions of anxious sperm swim to, surround, and worship the single egg. The egg emits a chemical to attract them, mesmerizing the suitors. Honest men know there is no word more appropriate than worship to describe the depth of their pang for womanhood. Husbands, be loving your wives according as Christ also loved the ecclesia and gives himself up for its sake. Sex is a naked vulnerability lit for viewing. It sweats, writhes, and abandons conscious thought. The sacrificial love of husband toward wife is graphic. Sweat, pain, and nakedness confronting a coming ecstasy. The temple of intimacy has 3 zones: the outer court, the preparation accessible to common clerics, the veil and incense, the tension, the aroma of the altar, the scent of a woman, the foreplay, the Holy of Holies, the consummation, the inner sanctum housing the Shekinah glory, the womb where she receives the high priest. The glory, doxa, means a highly favorable opinion and that which impresses it on the senses or the mind. The woman is the glory of the man. God is invisible and requires humanity to be his glory. Similarly, the male lacks inherent glory to give a favorable opinion of himself. A male without a female rarely realizes his potential. The female provides his glory. In the Proverbs 31 matrix, the husband sits in the gateways, occupying an esteemed place. But he is acknowledged because of her. His glory is not his own. It is the fruit of her hands. She possesses an exclusive potential to enhance appearance and reality. She is God's testimony on earth that he is beautiful. God programmed mankind to worship almightiness, but almightiness does not wear skin today. The antidote is marriage. Man is wired to need a self-possessed proxy God who embraces his power. He directs all energy toward the woman in an act of worship. She receives the adoration without condemning him for his need. A man on his knees before woman tastes heaven. Her foretaste of heaven comes by receiving his homage, symbiotic perfection. How can man represent humanity in one parable, but Christ in another? Because God runs 2 parallel allegories in the marriage bed. In allegory A, the pull of God, the female represents God, the irresistible draw. The male represents humanity, the seeker, empty, panting, pursuing. In allegory B, the sacrifice of Christ, the male represents Christ, the head, sacrificing and emptying himself. The female represents the ecclesia, the receiver of sacrifice, protected and adorned. Why do people call upon their maker at the height of sexual ecstasy? Because deep down, humanity knows. Man moving toward woman is a picture of humanity moving as a race toward God. The orgasm is a half ounce of how heaven will feel. The climax is a microcosm of how that registers when it happens. It is a parable of arriving home. The master parable synthesized. Pillar 1. The pull. Woman's beauty draws man, teaching angels how God's irresistible grace draws humanity. Pillar 2. The sacrifice. Husband empties himself in naked vulnerability, teaching angels the depths of Christ's cross. Pillar 3. The glory. Woman receives adoration and beautifies the man, teaching angels how the ecclesia receives Christ's love and shines his glory. The marriage embrace is a microcosmic picture of God and humankind, rejoined in the garden, performed for the heavens.